Good day, everybody. My name is Marty Chaba, and welcome to another episode of Finance Wednesdays, a platform created to make sure you stay updated on all things finance related. We are here today with Mr. Molelekwa, the Director for Provincial SEM and Asset Management, and we'll be unpacking the powerful tool which is the Central Supplier Database. Ntate Molelekwa, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Ndate. We are going to go through a few questions, Ndate Molelekwa, just to explain what the Central Supplier Database is and how it can be utilized to the benefit of suppliers within the Northern. Ndate Molelekwa, what is the Central Supplier Database and why is it important for government?
Thanks for the question. As you correctly said, CSD, which is abbreviation for Central Supplier Database, is an online tool or database that is used by government for service providers who wants to do business with government. Specifically do business with government in terms of rendering goods or services. So it's a database that is meant to unify all databases throughout the country so that there is one single database that then informs who is doing business with government and if those people are not restricted. Why should these people, or is it important for them to register? We have a register on the National Treasury website that enlists service providers who are not allowed to do business with government due to them having had some problems, whether legally or failure to deliver. So if we don't have CSD, we will not be able to pick up those service providers. Hence, it is important to have one central database so that we know who is doing business with government and if they are not restricted and if there is no risk for government to do business with them.
Okay. Ndate Molelekwa, how does the CSD contribute to transparency and efficiency in public sector procurement?
Well, when you talk transparency, you are talking Section 217 of the Constitution, which says when procuring in government, there are 5 pillars which every institution of government must follow. One of them is transparency. Now, for service providers to be enlisted on CSD, we want to be transparent to everybody and all people that the people that we are doing business with them, the assertion that they are government officials or people who have got connections in government is done away with. So it is a public platform. Everybody can go into it and see who has done business with government or who is intending to do business with government.
Thank you, Ndate. What are the key milestones of the system ever since it's been developed?
Well, as we said in the first question, the key milestones is that we have one central supplier database. One, instead of too many central supplier databases, which we don't have control over. And we know where to register, and it is a free platform. Yes, there are some fraudulent service providers or individuals out there who register people for cash, but because we do our outreach programs, we can alert the people that this is a free platform. You either do it yourself, and if you are not comfortable, you can come to us, whether you call or we can come to you and assist. So those are the key.
With that being said, what are some of the challenges when it comes to the data accuracy and fraud prevention when using the system?
Thanks for the question. It is twofold: data accuracy and fraud prevention. And I would prefer to start with the first one because it will then automatically talk to the first one. The tendency is that people are interested in doing business with government, including public servants for that matter. Now, in terms of fraud, you would find that Molelekwa, myself, I know I can't do business with government and I will be restricted anyway. I won't be able to register. So I would take someone like my brother or somebody whom I am acquainted to and fraudulently enlist them and do business with their name. That is one disadvantage that I think government we should be working towards so that everybody who is enlisted as a service provider can get a notification that Do you know that you are enlisted on CSD? And do you know that we have had business with government to this extent of money? So in terms of data accuracy, you would find that one service provider would register in different provinces as a service provider in that province. Now, there is where the accuracy is, because in terms of CSD, we want to know who is a service provider of a particular province and how much business are they getting in terms of the allocation of that province. So the accuracy is that because they are allowed to register all over the show, it will appear as if the service provider for that province is getting business, whilst they are not really of that province, they come from somewhere else. So that is being cleaned up currently, in that service providers will be then asked, in fact, and they are directed that they must register only one address which is operational, where their business is located. So the data inaccuracies are being dealt away.
Dr. Molelekwa, what advice will you give to a business or individual looking to register on the CSD?
Thank you. First of all, it is for free. Secondly, it is specifically for businesses that want to do business with government. If you intend to go private, you don't have to register on CSD. If you struggle or with registering on CSD, please don't pay money. Come either into the offices where there's a center. In Northern Cape, it is in the Met Towers, first floor, or you can phone in and then get people to register you, or walk into a department or a municipality. They will assist you to register. It should be for free.
And what are your strategic priorities for the next 5 years, and are there any upcoming outreach programs that suppliers should look out for?
Thank you for the question. The next supplier outreach program will be in Groblershoop during this month or next month. I must just get the correct date. But the service providers and whoever is interested, and departments and municipalities, must look out in their municipal bulletin boards for those
For the
dates of supplier engagement. Our strategic outlook is linked to the 5 or 4 documents that informs that strategic outlook of the province, which is the NDP 2030, Chapter 1 and 3 and 13, our PGDP, Provincial Growth and Development Strategy Plan, the Department Strategic Plan, and the latest development in the procurement world in South Africa, which is the enactment of the Public Procurement Act. Those inform what we are doing and how we are planning for the next coming 5 years. CSD is an online system platform, and it is technologically based. So our thrust is that we should ensure that everybody, wherever they are, whether rural or they are in the urban or they are youth, women, they can access the system. Because of the unemployment, there are opportunities if they register on the system to do business with government and even explore growing as business entities and entrepreneurs.
Thank you, Ndade. And lastly, what is the rewarding aspect of your job?
Thank you. The rewarding aspect is that you get to contribute to the economic growth in terms of information dissemination, in terms of meeting the people, hearing their challenges, and hearing why they can't get business with government. And we get to inform them of what opportunities are there by giving them the spend of the province, where we are spending, or which department is the biggest spender. In terms of women, disabled, and youth, and people in the rural areas, we reach them, we get to coach them, we go to show them how to use a system, how to do business, how to compile procurement documents or bidding documents, and as well as where to look out for business, which is on the RFQs, which is the request for quotations, which will be done or are being done online currently. Unfortunately, our people are still stuck in documentation where departments invite them. But there, if you have got CSD, you can just log onto your CSD profile, or you receive emails that inform you that there is business that government is looking for, either in services or in goods.
Thank you so much, Ndate. Thank you, everyone. As you heard, it is very important to note that for you to register on CSD, it's for free. You do not have to pay for it. And if you need any assistance, you must come to MedLife Towers, first floor, to the CSD offices, and you will be assisted quite well. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And once again, thank you, Hangwei, thank you, Habedi, thank you, Hararo. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, bye. Thanks for
Thank you, Ndate.